Have you watched The Quilters on Netflix? It is a documentary that they did about a group of men in a maximum security prison in Missouri who make quilts for foster kids. It's about a half an hour long and it is so interesting to see. They talk about how they get a list of the kids' names, what they like, and then they go through and they choose fabric, all of which has been donated, and make something that the kids are going to really connect with. Sound familiar? If you're a quilter, you probably do the same thing when you are making a quilt for someone special. And I have recently seen that they have been inundated with donations ever since this came out in May, and they just cannot accept any more. So I wanted to take a few minutes and give you some ideas of other places that you can donate fabric that would be greatly appreciated. So one thing that you could do is find a local quilt guild. Many of the quilt guilds will accept fabric donations because they do a lot of sewing for charity. They may do it on a regular basis, they may have special sewing days, and if they don't collect themselves, they will probably have a good idea of places in your local community that do accept fabric donations. So just head over to Google, Bing, ChatGPT, wherever you like to search these days, and put in Quilt Guild near me and see what you can find. Another great place to donate fabric is to Project Linus. This is a nonprofit and it is done nationwide, and they provide handmade blankets and quilts for kids between the ages of 0 and 18 in the United States. And there are chapters all across the country, so you can go to their website, which is Project Linus, just like from the Peanuts guy, .org, and see if there is a chapter that you can get involved in, either to help sew and quilt or just to donate your fabric. My next idea is to check with local hospitals or cancer centers. They often have groups that sew for them. They might make quilts for children, for hospice patients, for cancer patients, and the like. So they will be able to connect you with the people that do the sewing and donations to their facility, and hopefully then you can donate your extra fabric to a good cause. Another idea is to check with assisted living facilities or memory care facilities. There are a lot of people in those areas that would appreciate a warm quilt or other sewn object, so they may have people that are willing to do that would appreciate a donation of your extra fabric. Also think about places that are doing auctions. I once donated a set of fabric for a 4-H auction where they were raising money to help their members go to a national conference in Washington, D.C., and I happened to have a farm collection out at the time. So the theme of the fabric was perfect for the theme of the auction, but there are lots of places that will do auctions to raise money for different causes. It might be a school group, it might be a scout group, it might be something like 4-H that I did, but keep an eye out in your community and see if maybe there is a match there for your extra fabric and their good cause. Another good idea would be to check with schools, community groups, or scouting groups in your area. They may not be doing bigger quilts, but they are probably doing smaller projects. Maybe working on sewing badges for a scouting group, making small items for Mother's Day, Father's Day, holidays, things like that in classrooms, or doing collages with fabric, etc. There's so many ways that groups like this can use fabric scraps that you can donate, even if it is just small scraps and not larger pieces that some of these other organizations would use to make full quilts. So those are some of my ideas for different places that you can donate fabric so that it doesn't just sit in your house and you're not going to end up on hoarders, and it will do some good. Let me know in the comments if you have some other ideas. What do you do with fabric that you decide you can release into the wild and you want it to do some good for others? I would love to know and have some other options.